A father stands at the altar. His hand trembles as he reaches into his jacket. Around him, 200 guests sit in silence, waiting for the ceremony to begin. His daughter, radiant in white lace, turns toward him with a smile that could light up the world. She has no idea what's about to happen. The organ music swells. He pulls out a gun. The bride screams. A single shot cracks through the chapel like thunder. Chaos erupts. People dive under pews. The groom collapses. And in the center of it all, Thomas Green stands frozen, the weapon still smoking in his hand, tears streaming down his face. What could drive a man to turn his daughter's happiest day into her worst nightmare? What kind of monster would do this? Or was he trying to stop one? Before we dive deeper, let us know in the comments where you're watching from. We'd love to hear from you, and if you're new here, click on the subscribe button so you never miss any of our upcoming videos, because what happened before that wedding day will haunt this family forever. And it all started months earlier, with a secret the groom thought he'd buried for good. Thomas Green was 54 years old, a construction foreman who raised his daughter Emily alone after his wife Sarah died from cancer when Emily was 12. Those years were brutal. He worked double shifts, attended every school event, learned to braid hair from YouTube videos. Emily was everything to him. She grew up kind and gentle, became an elementary school teacher who stayed late to help struggling kids. To everyone who knew them, Thomas and Emily were inseparable. He wasn't just her father, he was her hero. But when Michael Reed appeared, something changed. Michael was 47, a commercial real estate developer who'd recently moved to town. He was confident, wealthy, charming. He swept Emily off her feet with expensive dinners, jewelry, and promises of a beautiful future. Thomas tried to be supportive, but something felt wrong. Michael avoided questions about his past, especially about his previous marriage. When Thomas asked around, rumors emerged. People whispered that Michael's first wife had vanished under mysterious circumstances. And when Thomas dug deeper into Michael's past, he found something that changed everything. Thomas couldn't sleep. He hired a private investigator named Linda Cho. 2 weeks later, she handed him a thick file. Michael Reed had been accused of domestic abuse 3 times in Colorado. His ex-wife, Jennifer Lawson, had filed for divorce in 2011, citing years of violence and control. She was granted a restraining order. 6 months later, she disappeared. Her car was found abandoned near a hiking trail. Her purse, phone, and keys were still inside. No body was ever recovered. Police investigated Michael but couldn't prove anything. The case went cold. Thomas showed Emily the documents, begged her to reconsider the wedding. She refused to believe him. Michael told her the accusations were lies from a bitter divorce, that Thomas was jealous and couldn't let go. Emily believed Michael. She stopped answering Thomas's calls. He was uninvited from wedding events. His own daughter was slipping away, and there was nothing he could do. Until the night before the wedding, when a phone call shattered everything. The call came at 11:43 on a Friday night. "Mr. Green, my name is Rachel Lawson. Jennifer was my sister." Rachel told Thomas everything. How Jennifer had been terrified of Michael before she vanished. How she'd planned to leave but never got the chance. Rachel sent Thomas a file containing bank records, emails, and text messages. Michael wasn't just abusive, he was a con artist. He married women, gained access to their finances, then made them disappear. Thomas forwarded everything to the police. They said there wasn't enough evidence to make an arrest. Thomas realized his daughter was in danger. At 5 in the morning on the wedding day, he wrote Emily a letter. "If you're reading this, I tried. A father's job is to keep his daughter safe, even if it costs him everything. I love you more than life itself. I'm sorry." He drove to the church wearing the same suit he'd worn to Emily's first piano recital. Michael greeted him with a smirk. "Let's not ruin her day." At 1:15, Linda texted Thomas. Michael had booked 2 one-way tickets to the Cayman Islands. He'd transferred $73,000 from Emily's account into an offshore account. He was planning to leave her and vanish. And as Thomas walked his daughter down the aisle, he realized he had only one chance left. The ceremony began. The pastor spoke about love and commitment. When he asked if anyone objected, Thomas stood. "Emily," he said quietly. She turned confused. "Dad, what are you doing?" "I'm sorry." He pulled the gun from his jacket. Screams erupted. Michael's eyes went wide. The shot was deafening. Michael fell backward, clutching his shoulder. Blood spread across his white shirt. Thomas dropped the gun and raised his hands. "I'm done. Arrest me." Michael survived. Police found evidence of fraud, identity theft, and financial manipulation tied to 3 other women. One had also gone missing. Michael was sentenced to 23 years. Thomas was charged with aggravated assault and sentenced to 8 years in prison. Emily testified at both trials. She spoke about the manipulation and lies. She said her father had tried to save her, and she hadn't listened. Today, Emily visits Thomas every week. She brings him books and photos. She says she forgave him the moment she realized the truth, because in his eyes, she finally saw what love really means. Sometimes love makes us blind, but sometimes it makes us brave. What do you think? Was Thomas a murderer or a father pushed too far? Would you have done the same if it was your daughter? How would you feel if the person you loved had been lying all along? If this story hit you, hit that like button. Subscribe for more stories that make you question everything. Next week, we uncover another story of love, lies, and justice you won't believe actually happened. Thank you for watching.